Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024 Spokane Plan Commission hearing. Today we will be hearing about the 6-year street plan update for this year. Before we begin, let's, Angie, if you could do a roll call, please.
President Francis.
Here.
Vice President Patterson.
Here.
Commissioner Bank.
Here.
Commissioner Nepperud.
Here.
Commissioner Shook.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
We have a quorum, and let the record reflect that Mary Winkus, the liaison from Community Assembly, is also present.
Thank you. And I would like to remind anyone, if anyone would like to testify today during our public comment period, please make sure to print your name and address on the sheet, which is down in front. Anyway, I want to read our hearing procedures before we proceed. Please silence your cell phones when entering council chambers. No clapping, cheering, or booing. No public outbursts. We will impose time limits. Time limit will be 3 minutes for each individual today. All persons and or commission members shall wait to be recognized by the president before speaking. Persons testifying are asked to avoid repetition and limit their comments to specific project and code compliance. Each speaker shall follow all instructions from the president so that their remarks may be heard, understood, and recorded. All comments to the Planning Commission shall be directed to the secretary to be appropriately entered into the public record. This includes all oral, written, and email comments. No modes of expression not provided by these rules, including but not limited to demonstrations, banners, applause, profanity, vulgar language, or personal insults, will be permitted. In such event, if these disorders persist, the president may require the removal of the instigators, recess, or adjourn the meeting. Hopefully not a problem today. All right, with that, we will start with our hearing, and I'd like to invite Kevin Picanso. Oh my gosh.
He practiced.
I know, I practiced. To go through the 6-year street plan update. Welcome, Kevin.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Plan Commissioners. Again, Kevin Picanso from Integrated Capital Management. I'm here to present on our annual update to the 2025 to 2030 6-year street program. I was forewarned that there's a little bit of delay. Is it not doing anything?
I can click for you.
Did it go? Okay. All right. So our agenda today, again, we're having a hearing on this 25 to 2030 6-year program. There's documents that are in your packet that add additional detail on the items presented today. Really, the focus of the presentation will be on our new projects going into the program. I'll give some updates on completed and advancing projects prior to that, and ultimately requesting an action today from the Commission to the City Council. So just in terms of touch points and what has taken place to date, we've had multiple study sessions with the City Council. We presented to the PCTS twice in workshop format, presented to the Plan Commission as well. And then as shown here today on May 22nd, the hearing. Then what's coming up near term is 2 touches with the City Council and ultimately seeking their approval and adoption of the program prior to July. In terms of our hearing purpose, really the focus is on the new projects going into the program, not necessarily the entirety of the program. Other projects or existing projects that are already in the program that are carrying forward were already considered through the same annual process in previous cycles when they were first added to our program. And then likewise or similarly, the City Council has previously adopted each year's program. So projects that are continuing forward have already been approved by the City Council in those previous cycles. Again, in terms of our role of the program, I share this every year. This is kind of a summary, if you will. Our 6-year street program is really our mechanism to implement the goals and objectives and address the goals and objectives in the transportation portion of the comprehensive plan. Once projects are in the 6-year program, we can seek funding either through grant dollars or identifying local dollars. Once projects are fully funded, we can move forward through design and construction. And then some key point that's related to just our street program itself is that we have to have an adopted, updated 6-year street program every year by July 1st of each year. So because of that, our process goes ahead of and separate from the overall citywide capital improvement program that addresses everything from parks to utilities and so on. And it's because of that July 1st date mandated by the state. Real quick, just going over our completed projects. These are projects that are going to be coming out of the program. It's a mix of projects that were substantially complete in late 2023, as well as some projects that are under construction as we speak right now. And those are the asterisk projects. We expect those projects to be complete this year, and thus they don't need to continue forward in the 2025 through 2030 capital program for streets. Then just quickly some project updates. All the projects listed here are projects that are already in our capital program. These are not new projects that are considered for this consistency with the comp plan today. They were previously went into the program, but they are projects that we received additional grant dollars on over the last year or so, and therefore they can move forward with design and construction here in the next couple of years. Now getting into really the focus of today, which is the new projects. Just a quick overview summary. There's 9 new projects going into the program. That has not changed from my previous presentations to you. And 7 of those 9 are as a result of grant awards totaling a little over $22 million. Now, I have individual slides for each of the projects. I won't go one by one on this bulleted list here, but what you'll see is a mix of projects. The first project listed there is a Safe Streets for Spokane project, which is really a bike and ped focused project. The remainder of projects on this page are a mix of preservation projects, either for bridge or streets, as a result of preservation related grants. And I mentioned last time, I want to emphasize that sometimes there's more interest in one type of project or another by the community. If you look at this list, this might feel kind of heavy on the maintenance side, and that's really just a byproduct of the grant cycles. Most of the grant programs that we apply to are not annual programs. Most of them occur every 2 to 3 years, and it's just a byproduct of that cycle. Last year, if you look at the new projects that came in the program in the same presentation, it was very heavy on bike and pedestrian, and that was a result of the grant cycles that were occurring just before then, where we had successful awards. So you had, a greater mix of bike and pedestrian related projects. Then the final 2 projects out of that 9 going in the program are not grant funded projects, 1617 Grandview, as well as Rockwood Boulevard, and I'll elaborate on those here in a little bit. This is just a reconciliation sheet. It was included in the packet. It provides a little more detailed information, which I'll expand on here in a second, for each of the projects in terms of project description and cost. This is a map of just overview of all those 9 projects going into the program, and they're highlighted in red. The large area, kind of in the pale pink, if you will, in the middle of the city, is that Safe Streets for Spokane project, which is my segue right into that. So that project, this is a successful grant award, $12 million direct to feds, $12 million total project cost, $9.6 million in grant dollars. The reason why it was shown in that large sort of pink shaded area is that it's really a collection of a number of projects. There's roughly, I think, 13 projects shown there in blue, but it goes even beyond that. There will be a series of dozens of projects at the intersection level, very small in scale, but we'll group them together. These are intersection type improvements that will benefit pedestrians, so they'll be leading pedestrian interval traffic signal timing. That allows a pedestrian, the walk signal occurs first before the green light occurs. That gives them sort of a head start to sort of get out in the street so they're more visible. And there'll be other bike and pedestrian crossing type improvements, fairly small in scale, but applied at numerous locations within this overall project area. So it's really a collection of some small projects as well as some bigger projects. Even these individual projects shown in blue are still on the small to moderate side, $500,000 to $1 million. Mix of sidewalk infill, bike lanes, and other related and associated bike and pedestrian improvements. Next project is what we're referring to as a bridge deck preservation bundle. It's a collection of 4 bridge projects, and the work going on is very similar to the work that you saw on the Maple Street Bridge just this last construction season, completed last fall. So they're bridge deck preservations. The 3 to the south, the 2 on Freya and the 1 on Havana, are bridges that are in good shape. If you drive those, you may be wondering, well, gee, why are you doing work on that? Well, these projects are really meant to preserve and armor that bridge deck. This is a relatively low-cost project, and we're trying to preserve those bridges so we don't have to do the level of work that you see on Post Street here that is about to open. You're trying to avoid those $20 to $30 million bridge projects down the road by doing these smaller preservation projects. Again, this project is also grant funded, $4.7 million, 100% grant dollars, no local match required on this one. It's also Fed aid dollars that funnel through the state of Washington and a bridge program that they have periodically, usually every 2 years. Next project is a fairly straightforward vanilla project. This is chip seal. This is pavement preservation work on Wellesley Avenue from Maple to Division. Smaller project, just about $600,000. And this came through a program through SRTC for specifically for street preservation, also Fed aid. This is a nearer term project that we'll look to deliver in 2025. Next project, also a preservation project through that same SRTC preservation program for pavement maintenance. This is the Washington Stevens couplet from 3rd to roughly 8th Avenue, about $2 million in project costs, about $1.5 million in grant funding. 25 or 26, most likely 26 construction on this one. And then a third project through that same SRTC preservation program is also grind and overlay on 3rd Avenue, similar vicinity to Washington Stevens. This is from Monroe to Division, about $1.7 million total project costs, a little over $1 million in grant funding on this one as well. So the next 2 projects are also pavement preservation projects, but through a different program. This is through the state. This program is referred to as the NHS Asset Management Program. This first one here is a bundle of 2 locations, one on 3rd Avenue, Walnut to Stevens, the second, Stevens Street from 3rd to 8th. Again, these are grind and overlays. And then the next project, also a bundle of 2 locations, Sprague Avenue from Freya to Havana, and then Alki Broadway from Freya to Havana. About $3.8 million total project cost, $3.2 in grant dollars. This particular project, where I'm showing 25 or 26, we are trying to expedite this project for 2025 construction if we can get there, just given the magnitude of NSC and other related construction in the area. And then moving on, that completed kind of the grant-funded new projects going on in the program. This project at Grandview 16th, 17th, this has a kind of a unique history. There's an old property purchase agreement related to some proposed development that occurred well over 15 years ago that committed the property owner to either build this realignment of Grandview or contribute certain dollars towards that improvement. It sat for years. They ultimately decided to make the financial contribution rather than build it themselves. They provided that contribution here recently, and so with that we need to move forward and program the project. This will be a multifaceted project. It'll include city relocation or city installation of water and wastewater utilities as well, and realigning the stretch there shown in red, as well as some improvements to the approaches there on 17th Avenue. As of now, tentatively scheduled for 2026 construction. Sorry for the delay here. All right. So the final new project going in the program is Rockwood Boulevard, Grand to Cowley. This was a project that originated as a maintenance project, was in our maintenance program. But through the early planning, early design effort on the project, there was some needs for utility improvements within this area. And once that occurs, it becomes a more complex project. gets pulled into our overall capital program as a capital project for design and public bidding, and is no longer really considered a pure maintenance project. There are multiple city utility improvements, some water line work, as well as some sewer and wastewater work that will occur as part of the project collectively. Again, it's from Grand to Cowley, just really in the heart of the kind of the hospital district there next to Sacred Heart. And then finally, one extra project. It's really not one of the 9 new projects. Years ago, folks took to calling kind of these unique projects honorable mention projects. This is a North Hilliard sidewalk. It's a sidewalk infill project. The areas identified there are in red. This is the very northeast portion of Hilliard. Francis Avenue is on the north of this picture, and Market Street is on the east. And you can see both the railroad and the NSC under construction on the very far east as well. So the red areas are highlighting sidewalk infill locations where there isn't sidewalk today. Now, the reason why we're calling it an honorable mention project, within our program, we programmatically have an item called TBD sidewalk. So the TBD, Transportation Benefit District, is the car tab dollars. And within that program, there's roughly a 10% goal of dedicating those funds to sidewalk infill projects. Within that program, we have a list of future projects under consideration. This project was one of those future projects. It's been in the program for several years. So it's already listed in the program, but once we decide to move forward with it and fully program it, we usually pull it out and separate it as its own standalone project. So again, it isn't truly new. It's been referenced in the past, but it'll just show up differently within the program as a standalone project. So that's it for the new projects as well as the honorable mention project. Next, just going into that comp plan consistency review. Don't intend to go project by project, but just kind of re-explaining the process that we go through each year with those new projects. I take those projects, refresh myself in terms of the comp plan goals and objectives, rereading those. I have those listed on subsequent slides as examples, those 23 goals. Then just evaluate each project versus each of those goals and identify whether it addresses or has some relationship to any of those goals. And that's the result that you see here. You're never going to see a project that checks all 23 boxes, just given the very nature of what those goals are. But what you see here is that summary of my evaluation of how the projects relate to or apply to those 23 goals. So that's really it for the presentation today. Can turn it over for any questions or back to the Commissioner President. Yeah.
Commissioner Williams.
Just a quick question. The honorable mention project, there was a north-south street. Was that Regal there?
I'll let her bring it back up.
It looked like it was a little bit to the west of Market, so I was just trying to
Yeah,
understand.
Let me go back to that one. And sorry, this is delayed and advancing.
Well, if I would have asked my question at the right time.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Is it not responding? Uh-oh, it's jumping around. Now we're in trouble. There we go. Yeah, if you can just load that one. There you go, right there, yep. Yeah, so right in the middle there, so the western boundary of the park that you see there, I think it's Harmon Park, that street would be Regal, and then Central Avenue kind of is the east-west street that you see to the south there. So again, this is just areas where there isn't sidewalk today within there, yeah. Okay.
Other questions? Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. We'll call you back up if we need something.
Okay. So I'm turning back to you. I believe processes on the consideration of the recommendation or resolution, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. With that, I would invite public testimony. I am not seeing anyone here in chambers. Do we have anyone online? Okay. Seeing no one, I am going to close public testimony, and we will move on to deliberations as soon as we have a motion.
I move that we recommend the update to the 6-year street plan as presented by staff.
I second it.
Thank you, Commissioner Patterson, and thank you, Commissioner Shook. Okay, so we're in deliberations. Any comments, discussion? I will just say thank you, Kevin. I know this is, I think, our third or fourth touch on this, and we have been briefed on this numerous times. So appreciate all your work. All right. If there are no further comments, we will move on to a vote. Angie, can you do a roll call vote, please?
President Francis,
Aye.
Vice President Patterson,
Aye.
Commissioner Bank,
Aye.
Commissioner Nepperud,
Aye.
Commissioner Shook,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And with that, thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day. We are adjourned.